At the start of the movie, we meet Maya on a wild night out. She steals booze from a store, chats up a stranger in a club, and smokes while hanging out of a high-rise window. In the morning, she heads to her mom's funeral. Her sister asks her to give a speech, but Maya says it would be unprintable. For almost a year, she took care of her fading mother. Their father Sam arrives to pay his respects. Maya resents him because he didn't support the family. Suddenly, the man offers her a job, escorting foreigners who come to buy property from him. He pays $1,000 a day, but there's a catch. She has to meet them in Cairo. Her sister hates all of this, since he disappeared for years, and now suddenly he's Mr. Generosity, even paying off their bills. But Maya says that after sitting with Mom for so long, she wants to break out of the house. At the airport, she swipes a pair of sunglasses and boards a flight with her dad. The man advances her a week's pay. He says she's always been a tough negotiator, knows what she wants, takes risks, and sees things through, and that they share that. A flight attendant suddenly calls him by a different last name, and he pretends she mixed him up with someone else. In flight, he shows her a photo of a New York skyscraper that several rich clients are buying in shares. Maya thinks he's helping them launder money through luxury real estate. Sam denies it and jokes that if that were true, he'd be making way more. The man heads to the restroom, and his daughter rummages through his bag and finds a fake passport with his photo. In Cairo, they're met by Khalil, whom Sam introduces as a business partner and friend. They check into a hotel and later head to the pyramids. Her father reminds her their family has been here once before. At the market, Maya casually lifts a trinket and bluntly asks Sam about the passport. Her father says that last name is his alias. His daughter snarks that he's not a writer. Dad says he had questionable clients and worked under another name so the family wouldn't be endangered by him. He admits some customers were waging wars, while he laundered their money that went to buying weapons and information. For example, he was involved in financing the Arab Spring. Some people in Egypt were furious, so he used a pseudonym, but that's all in the past now. Over dinner, Maya keeps pressing him. She learns that when they lived in Turkey, her father worked for the State Department and was a spy. Her mother got tired of the constant moves and went home with the girls. The daughter confesses she felt relief when her mom died, and a rush of freedom, and then guilt. Sam says he's trying to distract her from that pain. He's built something real and wants them to run it together. Then he steps away to take a call, and Maya reaches for his tablet but doesn't know the password. Just then, Sam calls her and orders her to leave the restaurant immediately and go to a cafe a few blocks away. Out on the street, Maya sees police officers. She arrives, but he isn't there. Khalil shows up and says Sam was shoved into a van and asked him to keep his daughter safe. Khalil takes the girl to a flophouse. She suggests calling the police, but the man says they may be the ones who grabbed him because of his Arab Spring ties. Her father calls and says the kidnappers are demanding one specific thing. His daughter needs to pick it up. Sam gives her the tablet password. It's Maya's birthday. He asks her to check the calendar for tomorrow's meet. Go there, and they'll hand everything over to her. The tablet must be destroyed. After that, she has to go to one more place, but she mustn't tell anyone about it. A stranger grabs the phone and gives her 2 days, or they'll kill both her and her father. Maya asks Callie to fetch her things from the hotel, while she reports to the embassy that her dad was abducted. They can't help the girl for now, because it's night and no one's on duty. Maya slips out of the shelter and by morning reaches the embassy, but the line is huge. A car slows nearby, and she spots a woman inside who was among the police yesterday. Khalil arrives with her suitcase. He asks if she hates her father so much that she wants to get him killed. The man offers to run the errand himself if she won't do it. The girl wavers, but says her father asked her, and she'll do everything herself. She goes to the meetup at a souvenir shop, gives her father's alias, and they hand her a black wallet. Inside, there's a receipt from the Bank of India and a key. Maya calls her sister. Jess tells her to drop everything and fly home, since Dad created this mess himself. But the girl heads to India. They send her a photo of her father tied up and a number she must call once she picks up the item. At the bank, the girl pulls a battered hard drive from a deposit box. The kidnappers order her to bring it in the morning to a market in Delhi. She demands proof her father is alive, but they hang up. Maya notices an Indian name and surname on the bank form. She finds out they belong to a hacker who stole classified US military documents, but that guy was shot dead. They're searching for his accomplice, and it's her father. The girl is reeling, and then, at a restaurant, a guy approaches her, assumes she's a spy, and pushily invites her for a drink. She feels like someone's tailing her. In the morning, Maya goes to the market. A man appears nearby. Her father video calls and says he's been released, and she must hand the item to the escort. But the guy is suddenly grabbed by the police. Maya runs, and that same woman cop chases her. In a hidden spot, the girl calls the kidnappers and reports that their man was taken. They tell her to get on a train to Mumbai, copy their number off her phone, and throw the device away. But the girl can't bring herself to ditch an expensive smartphone. She hops into a moto taxi, but on the way, the police recognize her and give chase. The girl lies to the driver that it's her ex causing trouble and he wants to kill her. The man hits the gas. With difficulty, they finally shake them. Maya thanks the driver generously. On the train, Emily from a charity sits down beside her. Maya turns on her phone and finds a flood of messages from her worried sister and a missed call from an unknown number. She calls back, and Erica from Interpol picks up. Erica demands that she come to the US Embassy in Delhi and return the disc with classified materials. She also says her father isn't a hostage. He flew out of Egypt on a private jet. Interpol was waiting for him in India to arrest him at the border, but apparently he learned about it and sent his daughter instead. The girl tosses her phone out of the train. Emily sees she's upset and asks what's wrong. Maya says she's learned how her father lied to her. The fellow traveler thinks she should talk to him and give him a chance to explain. The girl replies she doesn't even know where he is. After that, she goes through files on her father's tablet and finds his home address in South Korea, in an upscale Seoul neighborhood. Emily steps out of the compartment, and Maya notices a British passport sticking out of her bag. She steals it. On one station platform, the girl spots police, slips off on the opposite side of the train, and takes a taxi to the airport. Using Emily's passport, she flies to Seoul. The girl comes to her father's address, and a Korean woman with a little girl walks out of his apartment. Maya tails them. They arrive at a restaurant, and suddenly Sam appears. The little one calls him Dad and shows him a gift she made for him. Maya understands her father set her up. She wanders through Seoul in pieces, trying not to let the tears spill. The girl decides to call the kidnappers. She demands to speak with her father, or she'll head to the US Embassy. The interlocutor admits Sam isn't with them. The girl insists on speaking with him and gets put on hold. At that moment, she sees her father step out of the restaurant. Suddenly, she hears his voice on the line. He's worried because he knows she never showed up in Mumbai. Her father asks if she has the disc and what they want from her now. She says she came to Seoul to hand it to him. The man says he knew she was smart. The girl replies she's a fool. Sam explains he had no way out. The police swooped in and he had to hide. His daughter asks why he didn't just tell her the truth. He answers that she might have refused, and he couldn't risk it because he's already 1 foot in the grave. There's no one else he can trust. Only she's strong, smart, and fearless enough to pull this off. Then Sam spots his daughter across the road. He asks her to stay put and says he'll come over. She asks what's on the disc. Her father says he was given a job and they need the result. She just needs to hand over the disc because time is running out. Maya leaves. She wanders the city for a while, then heads back to the hotel. Her father calls again. He says he's seriously messed up, but he desperately needs the disc. She asks about his family. The man admits he lied a lot, but now he's telling the truth. Because if he doesn't hand over the data, he's a dead man, and they'll pay so much for it that his daughter will never have to work again. Her mother left her nothing, and he'll share it with her. Meanwhile, Maya pulls the disc from the safe, plugs it into her laptop, and sees reports on secret projects. She sets a meeting on the bridge in an hour. At the meeting spot, her father opens with apologies and thanks. He knows she won't forgive him, but he wants her to take the money. It won't erase his guilt, yet it will ease the pain. The daughter suddenly says that during the Korean War, this bridge was the only crossing over the river, and it was mine to hold back the northern troops. But the refugees weren't warned, and when the bridge exploded, more than 1,000 people died. Sam replies it was a sacrifice for the greater good, and that he's working for the good of the family. He starts criticizing her mother, saying she acted in her own interests. Maya silently takes out the disc and holds her hand out over the water. She tells her father she went with him, not for the money, but for him. She hoped he actually wanted to spend time with her, and now she realizes he even came to the funeral for the disc. Her father starts insisting that when he saw her, he forgot about everything else, and that he loves her very much. She presses him, "And you'll love me, no matter what happens?" Her father confirms it. Maya drops the disc into the water. Suddenly, her father slaps her hard across the face so she falls, calls her stupid, and curses her out. A couple of days later, Maya flies home. At a US airport, she's pulled aside for enhanced screening. After that, the woman cop from Cairo comes on a video call. She says it's good the disc didn't fall into the wrong hands, but it also held millions in cryptocurrency. She should have brought it to them. And she calls Maya a fool. At home, the girl goes through her mother's things and cries. Her sister brings a package for Maya that showed up at her address. She asks what it is, and the sister answers, "My inheritance." She's not a fool at all, because she mailed the real disc to herself from Korea, and now she's transferring millions of dollars into her own accounts. This is the end of the film. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this film, and see you in new videos.